Daniel Howard was returning home from a vacation in Oregon when he noticed a car ahead of him driving erratically. Daniel followed the car, activated his emergency flashers to alert other drivers, and called 911 to report a possible medical emergency. The car then crashed into the barrier and burst into flames. Daniel rushed to the car, used his personal fire extinguisher to fight the fire, and was soon joined by a Washington State Patrol officer. Together, they pried open the door and rescued the two occupants just before the whole car became engulfed in flames. The Mount Baker chapter is honored to recognize Daniel Howard as the 2013 Always On Duty Hero.
I witnessed a car go from the right-hand slow lane all the way over past the HOV lane and just kind of back and forth, swerving. At that point, I had called 911. And while I was on the phone with 911, they had crossed over and hit the Jersey barrier and shot back out in traffic, and I had let them know, and I had flipped on my emergency lights since, as part of my job. They exited the freeway at about 80 miles an hour and hit a triangular that separates the freeway from the thoroughfare down below, launched across that, missed a semi by 2 feet, and hit a curb, went airborne again, caught fire, and landed right next to a bus station full of people. And at that point, I was just a couple of seconds behind them. The car was so full of smoke, I couldn't even see the passengers. And I was only 15 feet behind the car itself. And so at that point, I grabbed my fire extinguisher from my vehicle. Law enforcement had rolled up on scene just after I had started to put that fire out, which I'm very thankful for. The male passenger was unconscious at the time from the airbag deployment. There was a female passenger as well in the vehicle that was alert and conscious. The fire, we noticed, started to spread towards the passenger side of the car. So my primary goal was to get her out of the vehicle and get her away from the fire. And then as soon as we got her out through the back seat, me and Officer Riney had taken him out of the vehicle with, just that much room, just to pull him out. And as soon as his feet left the car, the fire broke the firewall into the passenger compartment. And this all unfolded in a matter of like 5 minutes from the time they had crashed. It was just an unbelievable event. Fire department was initially en route for a smoke investigation, not the fact that there was an accident. So they were just as surprised as I was. I don't think that they would have lived, honestly. I was there just seconds behind them, pulled them out within 3 or 4 minutes of the crash, and units were still responding by the time they got there. The first unit on scene was 3 minutes after we had pulled them out of the vehicle. So I think it would have been a very tragic event. It's one of those things that I was just doing what I was taught to do, not thinking about it, and just out there doing what I do best, watching for people and doing what I can to help people out.